Hello again. Men and women are different. Some of those differences are inherent, such as height, weight, and musculature, while others may be inbuilt or they may be acquired by upbringing. Which of these is the case is irrelevant. It's enough to say that these differences exist. The supposed interests of equality now dictates that half the people in every line of work should ideally be women. This is disastrous, and to illustrate why, I shall give as examples two different careers. Let's start with the police. Just over a third of all police constables in this country are women. These are the foot soldiers of policing, those with whom the public are most likely to come into contact. A few years ago, there were minimum height requirements for police officers in Britain. They varied slightly between forces, typically 5 feet 10 inches to 6 feet tall. This was so that those on the beat would constitute an imposing presence and deter crime and bad behaviour merely by being seen on the beat. Every officer on the beat was male, and most were burly and able to handle themselves in a rough house. Many were ex-servicemen. The problem started when height restrictions were scrapped to encourage Pakistanis and Bangladeshis to join the police, as they tended to be shorter than British people, and such restrictions were therefore said to be racist. Then the drive was on to ensure that half the constables were women. Women tend to be shorter than men and also weaker. They are also less aggressive and less able to handle themselves well in physical fights. The result is that hooligans and criminals laugh at the idea of women police constables. They have no respect for them and know that if they are dealing only with women and there is a fist fight or violent struggle, then they will certainly come out on top. Women police constables are not as effective as men, and they do not deter bad behaviour in the same way that a 6 foot tall former soldier would. The majority of GPs in Britain are women, and this has created huge problems. The problem is not, of course, that women are likely to be worse doctors than men, and nor is it that they are less intelligent. The problem lies elsewhere, whether because that is how they are built, or if it is rather that society has indoctrinated them to feel that way, does not matter. But the truth of them is that mothers usually look after their children more than fathers, and they prefer spending time with them. Male doctors are happy to go to work all day long and only see their children in the evening for an hour or two before bedtime. Not so women doctors with children. They don't wish to miss out on the childhood of their children, and so they wish to work part-time. They also, as a rule, wish to retire early rather than working steadily until they are 65 or 70, the way that male doctors usually did. They like to take a lot of time off work as well for special events in their children's lives. They like to go to sports day. They like to go to, nativity plays or whatever the school is doing, and various other things. This makes life difficult because health centres are all working around doctors who will only put in half as many hours as men and likely to jump ship at any moment. This is one reason why you will seldom see the same doctor twice in a row if you visit your local practice. I chose a couple of lines of work more or less at random, but the same could be done with most professions or jobs. When the number of women employed reaches a critical level, problems emerge. Since everywhere one looks now, the aim is always to increase the number of women, such problems are becoming more and more frequent. What, if anything, should be done about this, I could not say, but it is definitely a thing. Speaking about this, though, is liable to get one branded as sexist, so most of us just keep quiet about it.